Hello everyone out there in Facebook world. It's Ella and it's time for Tuesday's Mahogany Motivational Moment. I am here and it's 2:00 and I am just so excited to come to you guys today and share a thought, a moment of motivation that I'd like to share with you about something that I noticed today. And I'm going to just go, hi sis, how are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead since it's already 2:00 and, sis, make sure I keep my time. But I just want to go ahead and first of all, welcome everybody to the Mahogany Motivational Moment for today. Hi, Jarrell. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, and Venus, hi, how are you? Thank you for tuning in. I was driving to work today, and what gave me this idea for this motivational moment for today, I was driving into work today and I noticed that, for me to get to my destination, hi, Prince, how are you? For me to get to my destination, there's road signs, that you have to follow to get to your destination. Now imagine, hi, Antoinette, how are you, dear? Just imagine how life would be if we didn't have those road signs. So I said, wow, this is interesting, because I'm always thinking, and I said, this is interesting because imagine this highway to heaven, this road to heaven, this road to success that we're on. Imagine what those road signs would mean. Okay, so I started thinking about it. Hi, Sherry, how are you, dear? Thanks for tuning in. I started thinking about it, and I said, you know what? I'm going to use some analogy here and see what that would mean. Now, and I thought about it, and I said, okay, Ella, this would be something that your audience would probably get a kick out of today, because next time they're on the road, they'll never be able to read those signs and be the same again, because now it'll make you think, and it'll start making you compare, how God is so strategic in everything that he does to get us to think, right? So I thought about it, and I said, okay, the first traffic sign I got to was the traffic light. Okay, I was sitting at the traffic light, and I said, wow, red means stop, yellow's caution, green means go. And I said, imagine if everybody was not following those signs. Imagine if you go when your sign says red, and I go when mine says red, and everybody is that. So it reminded me, this is why they have the traffic light, so there can be order. And I thought, wow, that's the same thing that God does. He creates the Bible. He creates leaders. He creates spiritual leaders so we can have guidance and we can have some traffic lights. Because what we do is, if we follow those rules and obey those road signs, then we are going to be listening to those lights. And in this case, your leaders. So let's say you have a leader and you're supposed to be, you're at the light. This is your spiritual light. Hi, Terrell. Hi, Diane. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Vincent, thank you so much for watching. You're at the light right now in your life, and you have come to a traffic light. And right now it says red. That means stop. Okay? I know that's a little elementary, but I'm just going to keep it real because I'm trying to get to a point. Y'all stay with me. It's red. That means that if you're at red, now mind you now, every time when you get to a traffic light, there's never going to be a point where everyone is going. Okay. Now that's why I want you guys to think spiritually. That means there's going to be a time where some of us are stopping and some of us are watching and learning while others are going. Now, when you're at the traffic light for real, like when I was at that traffic light this morning, I know my car was running. My car was in good shape to hit the gas and go. But that doesn't mean I have to go. It wasn't my time. So in the spiritual world, we can't run traffic lights. If God has given you a green light, go. Do what he said do and be good at it. But when you're at a red light, stop, watch, and learn and wait. Yes, he knows you're capable. Yes, he knows you're able because your car is still running. But that doesn't mean you have to go. Because when you do, you're going to bump with someone. You're going to bump heads with someone, which explains to me why sometimes we can't get anything done. Everybody wants to have the green light, and some people don't always have the red light. Not yet. When God gives you the green light, you go. But when you're at the red light, you stop and you wait and you learn and you watch and you pray. Okay? Is that pretty good, right? I thought that was interesting. When I was at the stoplight this morning, I said, imagine if everybody wanted to go. Some people have to wait. It's not your time yet. So if you feel halted right now in your life, it's because you don't have the green light. Someone else does. Just wait your turn. Yes, keep your engine running. Oh, keep your engine running, because when it's your time to go, hit the gas, baby, and go for it. But you're at a red light right now. All right? Now, we're going to keep on going down the road. And then we're going to run into a sign that says dip in the road. And you're like, okay. Now, right away, there's some people spiritually that would look at that and say, oh, Lord, have mercy. I'm going to have to stop. I thought I was going to get to work on time today. The dip is just a dip in the road, not a hole. Okay? There's a difference. Now, in the spiritual world, the hole means halt. Because if you see a hole in the road, you're probably not going to be able to just drive through that, baby. Okay? You're going to probably have to stop. They're going to have some people in the road to kind of get you around the hole, and it's going to slow traffic up, and you probably will be late. But this road sign says dip in the road, not hole in the road. Because, see, when you come to a hole in the road, that does mean halt. But if you come to a dip in the road, that means delay. Only for a second. Hello, somebody. So that means when you're going over a hole, you can't go over a hole. You're going to stop for a minute. God's going to have to reroute some stuff and get you on the, you have to wait a little while. You might be late for work. But now if that dips in the road, it's just going to take you down for a minute, but you're going to be back on track very soon. Now, you know where those dips come from? Those are those times where it takes you off your course just a little bit. You have this friend that's talking about you. They're supposed to be on your team, and now they're talking about you. That takes you off course a little bit. Or you may have something that just comes out in the news that affects you, and now you're off your course a little bit. Yeah, but you're going to get back on track. That's the dip. Remember that. Hole halts you, but a dip delays you. That's all, just for a second. Now we're going to get back on the road. We're going to keep it going. Because, we still got our destination to get to. Yeah, I like that, Venice. Venice says just a bump to shake you up a little bit. Yeah. And, the thing that's so amazing about these little dips in the road, we allow these dips. And sometimes these road signs kind of scare people. That's why a lot of people turn around. But these road signs will tend to scare you because when you see dip, you automatically think, oh, Lord, I'm going to be late. But guess what? This is the thing about the dip. It takes you down, but it brings you right back up. Isn't that amazing? I love it. Now, this is another thing I want you guys to get about the dips too. Stop always thinking that there's something wrong with the car. See, you got off course a little bit, and some of you, the first thing you thought about, Lord, this car finna stop on me. And it had nothing to do with your car. There's nothing wrong with the journey. There's nothing wrong with the vision. There's something wrong with the road. That means the world. You cannot be stopped just because the world dips a little bit. Because the world going to dip a little bit on you. You know that, right? So you have nothing to do with that. So stop thinking that just because you run into a dip in the road, that now the journey is halted. No, baby. It has nothing to do with you. Remember, Job had nothing to do with Job. Okay? So I just wanted to throw that out at you, because the first thing we want to think is that we miss God and something's wrong with the journey. No, ain't nothing wrong with the journey. The car is still in good working order, okay? That didn't do anything to the car. It was just that the world messed up a little bit and you got affected by it. That's all. All right? So we're back on the road again, but thank you so much, Venice, for that. Hi, Doris, Timothy, Rosie. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I just love when you guys come in and get your Mahogany motivational moment. I'm going to love it even better if you guys take this and forward it on your page for me so we can inspire and motivate everybody on Facebook. Now, we're still on the road. We're going to come to another one. This is the one, yield right of way. Yield right of way. Now, when we're going on a destination, we're in our car, a real car, and we're taking a trip, we see yield right away, it means nothing to us. Because we're so focused on getting where we have to go. We're so focused that, you know what? I know this is the right way. I know it's the right way because I followed the GPS. I'm yielding the right way. We feel confident, right? Because we have a roadmap. Well, in spiritual world, that roadmap is the Bible. It says yield right of way. Well, guess what? If it says yield right of way, that means there must be two ways. That means there must be a choice here, spiritually. Now, there are some people that are going to choose the wrong way. There are some people who are going to choose the right way. Have you guys ever thought about on a highway? That means there's cars going, there's cars coming back. Spiritually, you know what that means when there's two lanes? That means the people coming back are the ones that chose the wrong way. Got to start over. That's what we're doing today. We're giving a warning to the people that are on their way so they choose the right way and they don't have to turn around and do this all over again. So, on this journey, there's two highways. There's two ways you can go. One side is the narrow path and one side is the broad path. The Bible tells me that there's going to be a lot of people in that broad path. You know what that means? That means it's wide. Now, it has to be wide because there's going to be a lot of people choosing it. Now, you guys can think this and you can be totally religious if you want to, but I'm bringing this straight from the Word. I didn't say this. This is what is in the Word. It talks about the broad way and the narrow way. And it also says that it ain't going to be a whole bunch of people in the narrow way. So if you guys want to sit here and think that everybody's just going to go to heaven and everybody's just going to, no, it tells you there are few on that narrow path. And there's a lot of people on that wide path. You know where that narrow path is giving you? More life. You know where that broad path is giving you? Destruction and death. Now, let me tell you why. Now, you have some things that separate them. You see, because you guys, let me tell you something. In the end, God is going to separate us. He says that. There's going to be some of you that I'm going to know, and there's going to be some of you I don't. And he gives you specific criteria for the ones who know him. And he says that the ones who know him are the ones that are going to come and reign with him. And those are the people who have followed his word, have believed him, have trusted him, have done things for him. And there's going to be people that are going to be standing there with their mouth open. They're going to be like, what you talking about? I went to church every Sunday. I'm a good person. That's not what he's using to judge you. The devil show up at church. I'm just being real. He says, no, when you have followed me, when you fed me, that's when I know you loved me. When you visited me in prison, that's when I know you loved me. When you did for those and didn't think about who could pay you back, that's when I know you loved me. And they're like, well, we did all that. What do you mean? When could we have done that for you? He said, when you do it unto the least of them, you do it unto me. You see, we are so busy trying to decide who should get that. We're so busy deciding who should get God's love, who should get God's forgiveness. It's not about you. See, what we have to learn how to do is we got to take ourselves off that cross and put Jesus back up there. Because I'm sure ain't none of y'all ready to get no nails driven through your hands. Ain't none of y'all ready to get spat on. I don't think anybody's ready to put a thorn on their head, bleeding. I don't think anybody's ready for that. So I will gladly let him get back up on that cross, okay? Because I don't know if I could go through all that. I'm just going to be real. And he had to do it for these same people that were spitting on him, okay? So we have to do this. That path. Yield right of way is the road sign we're looking at right now. Yield right of way. Narrow path, broad path. Let me tell you about these paths so you can see which one you're on. So many of you guys are coming in, and I'm going to say hello at the end. I just want to get through the moment, the motivational moment. The narrow path. Let's talk about that one. No, let's talk about the wide path, since they say that's where everybody's going to end up. This is the most popular path. Everybody likes this one. This is the one where you're liked. You get a lot of views on Facebook. People love you. You feel like your stuff is together because you got all these people that like you. You don't really want to say an opinion about right or wrong on Facebook because you don't want anyone to think that you're a holy roller. You don't want anyone to think that you believe in standing up for what's right, even if you're standing up for your people. If you see someone innocent that was killed, you're afraid to stand up because you may have some Caucasian friends that may get offended. Right is right and wrong is wrong, okay? There may be people watching you that's wanting to see your opinion so that they can know, it's okay to stand up and be honest. Because guess what? If people really love you, and if I stand up, because I'm going to tell you something, I don't like injustice. I don't care who is being done to. I do not roll like that. If you are a white and you have been mistreated, I will stand up for you. If you are a black and you have been mistreated, I am going to stand up for you. I don't care about that because I represent who? Whose T-shirt am I wearing? The one that says JC, baby. Okay? And he loves everybody. So you're afraid. Those are the people that just, I'm going to ride it careful, Ella. Anybody can do that. Well, I'm just going to kind of love the people that love me back. Anybody can do that. Well, I'm going to give to those people because I know she got a job and I know she get paid every 2 weeks and she can pay me back. Anybody can do that. I'm going to just love the people that love me back because, I don't want no drama. I don't want no junk in my life. Anybody can do that. That's why there's so many people on this path. Well, I'll give when I can. I'll come and support feeding 400 families if I got $5 or $10. I'm not going out my way to do nothing for nobody. I'm not doing nothing in church. I ain't following no pastor. They don't tell me what to do. You have just qualified yourself for probably over half of the human race. God didn't call you to be that way. He called you to stand out. He said, I am calling you to be different. But you're too busy following everybody else that's on that big path. Well, guess where that big path is taking you? To destruction. Okay? Now, let's talk about that narrow path. Because there's not that many people on this one. And you're going to see why in a minute. This narrow path. These are the people who don't care about being popular. These are the people that I talked about the other day that are the coffee beans. Remember the other day I talked about the coffee bean? The coffee bean people are small, but they're powerful. There are a lot of coffee beans out there you probably have never heard of. They don't want to be known. They just want to be effective. And in the coffee bean, even though it was subjected to the same pressures of life as all the other people, the coffee beans didn't allow the water to change them. They changed the water. Those are the people that are going to make a difference, even if you don't like them. I love my girl Tamika Mallory. You know, she's doing wonderful things. You know, she's showing up, standing up for the people that have been shown injustice. And that may make her not popular to some people. You think she's worried about it? Because God will honor her. These are the kind of people that end up on that narrow path. The young lady the other day in Alabama that was talking about how the police officers don't have the right to make up their own rules along the way and just treat people any kind of way. She was making a stand. And you know what I noticed that she caught a lot of on Facebook? She called hell. She called hell because she was standing up for what she felt was right, which I totally agree with her because the law stands behind her, what she was saying, but it was unpopular. Nobody wanted to hear that. But she did it anyway. I have to give hats off to her. I don't remember her name right now, but sweetie, if you're listening, I'm talking about you. And I support you and I encourage you, because in life, what's going to happen to you is that people are going to keep trying until they turn you around. Don't let them. Choose the narrow path. That's life. Now, there's going to be some people that's going to pick that. And I'm going to tell you something else about that broad path. That broad path of people, those are the people that don't have any power. You know how you see all these chains on Facebook about pray, let's all get together and pray. We need to pray for our city. We need to do this. We need to do that. And all this chain prayer and send this along to 5 people and the God will bless you today. You say, hey, you'll have $25 in your account before, so you have a lot of that kind of stuff going on. And, I forgot where I was going with that. You have all this stuff going on with these people with this prayer chain and all this stuff and, Let me tell you why the enemy isn't scared. You have no power. See, the enemy is not as scared of some of y'all's prayers. The enemy isn't scared when y'all go to church. He don't care about that because he know you're just doing it because you just got a new dress. He has no worries about that. He knows that when nighttime comes, he gonna have you back. So he's letting you just shine for the world because he knows that light gonna live. He knows that little light, it ain't got no power. See, some of you are lamps. You got your lampshade on. You got a plug. You look like a real light. You look like a real lamp. But when they plug you into the source, it doesn't come on. Why doesn't your light come on even though you're plugged into the source? Because it's not the right source. You are plugged into a source with no power. So therefore your lamp will not come on. Your light will not shine. You have no power. So that's why the enemy ain't scared of some of y'all's prayers. Okay? When you go to church and you give the biggest donation, you know why the enemy ain't worried about that? You just going to be broke. You know why? Because you don't even like people. You just got through cussing somebody out on your way to church. Your heart ain't right. What does the Bible say about that? When you give and your heart isn't right, it's not received. You might as well kept that money, baby. Okay? The enemy's not worried about that. Now he knows that you gave all that money in church because the pastor got up there and said, hey, I need 10 people to give $100. And you just gave up your light bill knowing your heart ain't right. Guess what? Come Monday, your light's going to get cut off. It's not received. He's not afraid. You know how you have those people that'll get a Bible and put it on the table thinking that's going to keep evil spirits out? The enemy ain't worried about that. That has no power. That's a book. Okay? Or better yet, let me put this Bible in the dashboard of my car when I make a trip so I can make sure I don't have any accidents. Really? Where did all this stuff come from? Did God say that? He said, if you believe in your heart and you trust me and you follow my will, don't worry about what you think. Trust me. Everything. Do like I need you to do, and everything you want will be added to you. But we want to come up with our own rules. That's why that road is broad, because it's full of people just like that. I always want to be popular. I just want to be liked. I just want people to like me. Well, guess what? This is one of the things I've always said. If everybody likes you, you ain't doing something right. I need to have some enemies. That lets me know I'm on track. Okay? And I can assure you, I'm sure I have some. I ain't about to listen to that old Ella. Listen, let me tell you guys something. And my assistant, my aunt, my sister, my friend can tell you this. I do not care. Because when God has given me a promise, when he has said to me, yes, Ella, I have you out here. I'm working a test with you right now. I got you. I ain't forgot about you. But I'm using you right now to do something. You guys would be surprised what's really going on in my life right now. You'd be surprised. But I understand I'm on a mission. Because for God to get the glory, somebody's going to have to be unglorified so he can get the glory. If I'm getting glory and he's getting glory, people are going to look at me. They're not going to look at him. I need him to do something in my life. You know it was God. So he can get the glory, right? Okay. So there you go. You got your yield right away. Some people are going to go the wrong way. And like I told you, that's why you got a 2-lane highway. Because those people that choose the wrong path, they're going to go down the road just a little bit, and then they're going to be on their way back. And you'll see them coming back. Okay? Those are the people we're talking to today. Don't keep starting over. I'm fixing to tell you how to get this journey and get there. Next road sign you get to is the final sign of the day. Caution, danger ahead. Now, for a lot of y'all, trip's over right here. Now, when you're driving in regular roads, you don't care, especially if you're trying to get to a BBD concert or old school Dougie Fresh concert, and that sign says caution, danger ahead, we don't care nothing about that, baby. We're going to slap through it. But now in the spiritual world, we get a little danger ahead, we get scared. We done forgot all about that the major roadmap was the Bible, and it's told you that you can make it through this stuff. We get nervous. Now, that danger ahead could be a lot of things. What do you do? What do you do when you see that road sign that says danger ahead? Do you turn around? Do you abort? God gave you a promise. He gave you the map and the GPS breakdown of how to get there. The Bible. He gave it to you. All of us have it. So you can't say you're lost because he gave you the roadmap. So, the Bible tells you that you're going to come across some stuff. But he said be of joy when it comes. He tells you. This road sign ain't telling you something you don't know. The word tells you you're going to come against danger. You know what that danger is? False prophets. You sit under a false prophet for a little while and think that ain't dangerous. Have you so messed up you don't even know you don't even know anything. It tells you about danger. It tells you that there's going to be people that's not going to like you, baby. There's going to be people that's going to hurt you. There's people going to talk about you, criticize you, put you down, test your character. That's danger. He tells you, now listen, now the enemy's going to set some tricks up for you. I'm warning you, though. That's what danger ahead means. Doesn't mean you need to abort. It's just letting you know. It's reminding you, get in your word. Stay prayed up. You know, when you have those dreams and you have a dream that something is coming, danger ahead. Those are road signs. That's all he's doing. He loves you. You don't worry about it when your battery light goes on in your phone. That's a warning. You don't worry about when that gas light goes on. That's a warning. See, God strategically has designed everything to make you prepared. You see? So you don't get off track just because the sign says there's danger ahead. It's no wonder you're seeing this sign. The Bible tells you anyway. Now, some of you are going to turn around right there. Over. I know what you said, God, that you got for me on the other side. I know that you promised me life and life abundantly, but I ain't going through no danger. I need to be safe. I need a safe life. I'm not ready to stretch my faith, God. I know you said you got me. If I do this, you got me, but guess what? I might be out of my house tomorrow. I don't know. I might be without this. I need to be comfortable. See, many of you, if you watched my story that I told about the elephants, free the elephants, you know where I mean about the comfortable. See, with the elephant, when they was training him, The elephant got tired of fighting. See, that's how they had to train him. See, the elephant was so powerful, he was supposed to be the king of the jungle, but he isn't. You know that? Who's the king of the jungle? It ain't the elephant. Now, he's the largest land animal. He's supposed to be the king. He's so big, he is too big to be thinking as small as he did. So when they trained him, they knew they had to break him down mentally. They had to break him way down because he was supposed to be so powerful. That's what the enemy does to you guys. You're supposed to be powerful, but he messes with you right here. So what they did to the elephant, they beat him and beat him and beat him so bad that he got tired. And he stopped fighting. He got tired. So when he stopped fighting, they promised him a little bit of water. And the elephant's like, you know what? I hear what you're saying, Allah. I know that I'm supposed to keep fighting. I know I'm supposed to be the king of the jungle, but I'm tired, baby. And I'm not trying to be uncomfortable again. So I'm just going to have to take this water. God promised you the whole river, and you settled for a cup of water. Because they said that's what you deserve. Okay, that's another story. We're going to talk about that elephant again one day. But right now, we got caution, danger ahead. Some of you are going to turn around. Some of you are going to keep going, and you're going to see the fullness of God. My time is up, but I want to give you guys the quote before I go today. In life, and I need you guys to really, really play this and get this in your heart. And God, I thank you so much for this word today. Thank you for Mahogany Motivational Moment. Lord, this is not about me. This is about you. I pray in the name of Jesus that there are people on the sound of my voice right now that need to know you love them. And I pray that this broadcast be a blessing so that people will know that you love them, that people will forget about what they see and focus more on what you said. This is the quote for today. In life, you will have ups and downs. But you can't go left just because things don't seem to go right. Stay encouraged, everybody. Okay? Now, I want to say hello to everybody. I hope this message has been a blessing to you today. Ann, thank you so much. Always thank you, Ann, so much for your support. I love you, my sister, my friend, my secretary, my assistant. You were just amazing. I love you. I could not do everything that I do without you. Thank you. Jarrell, thank you. Venice, Prince. Antoinette, Sherry, Venice, Diane, Tyrell, Vincent, Antoinette. I said Antoinette twice. Well, I just love you, Antoinette. I'm going to say, oh, there's two Antoinettes. Antoinette Wright and Curry. Tammy, Brandis, Kenneth, Rosie, Timothy, Doris, Ernestine. I love you, Ernestine. You're always so supportive. Sheba, Janet, Mikello, Starla, Leola, Michelle, Nico, Jennifer, Edward. Oh, Edward, all the way from Africa. My buddies in Africa. I love you guys. Joanna and Bridget. Thank you all. Hi, Joanna. It's so good to see you. I just love you. I miss you, girl. Miss you. But it's so good to see all of you guys. I have to get back now, but I pray that the broadcast has been a blessing. Hit share right now for me. And just because I really believe that this was something that the Lord gave me this morning to share with so many people, because so many people right now are on their highway to heaven, but they don't know how to read the road signs. Okay? So I want you guys to share this and be a blessing to other people on your page today. So until tomorrow, I'll see you guys right here, same time, 2 p.m. tomorrow on Facebook Live for the next Mahogany Motivational Moment. I love every single one of you. Have a wonderful afternoon. Oh, and hi, Charles.